And then she just woke up startled. She's like, are you thinking about our wedding again? It's like, no, it's not. So I'm married. I mentioned that, or I did not mention that earlier. I'm married. That's what that's for. That's not a prop. It's going well. I married a younger woman. I'm 36. She's 29, which always surprises everyone, I guess. Yeah, her dad's in the back. There he is. People are surprised by it. I get it. I know what I look like. I see it, you know. I'm not, like, terrible, but I'm not younger wife material. You know, I mentioned the bald spot. I'm pretty sure that's there forever, you know. But the good news is she's shorter than me. It's like, I don't think she's seen it yet. That's where I was going. I just walk on my tippy toes at all times. If I see a lucky penny, I don't pick that up anymore. That's all. Like, that's a trap. Trap from God. Here's the advice I get for people about to get married, if anyone here is about to get married, especially for the guys. Cry in front of your wife before the wedding. Because the first time I cried in front of my wife was at our wedding, and a lot of people find that adorable. It's not. It's a terrible time to cry. She even asked me going in, "She gonna cry at the wedding?" I was like, I'm not gonna cry at the wedding. And then I got to my vows, and something just came over me. I was like, Kelsey, I just started bawling my eyes out. And she didn't even try to console me. Like, she just stared at me like she's having second thoughts all of a sudden. I'm like, what is... She backed away 2 steps. I'm like, oh, good, in front of our family and friends. Very nice of you right there. I'm still angry at her about that day. Because at that point, I see my wife cry 874 times. All right, she was winning the race. And then she got to her vows, and it was nothing. She's like, Matt, I will love you for the rest. I'm like, oh, cool, I married a robot. That's fantastic. Today you're not going to cry? I watched you cry at the Mad Men finale 2 weeks ago. Do you remember that? Did anyone see it? It wasn't even that sad. She just at one point said, I'm going to miss Don Draper so much. I'm like, you're not a normal person. All right, that is not... That was the first time she saw me cry. The second time she saw me cry, not too much later, it was 2 months later, I had a night terror one night. Yeah, it's embarrassing to say out loud. It really is. I can't tell you what I was dreaming about. I just remember I woke up sweaty, I just started crying. I was like, ah. And then she just woke up startled. She's like, are you thinking about our wedding again? It's like, no, it's not. It's the wedding every time now. It can't be something. She's fun, though. She really is. We just got a dog recently. That's our kid now. Yeah, I know. I love her. She's 1 year old. Her name is Wilma. She's a little bulldog. She's the sweetest thing ever. I know. She's so fun. People always ask me, too, Wilma, because of the Flintstones, right? I didn't even think about that. And then about a month ago, I'm like, bad name for a dog. Because I was taking her for a walk one day, and I have this, it's a Kong leash. It's pretty heavy. I accidentally dropped the leash on the ground, made this huge noise. Wilma got startled, and she started running away from me. So then, of course, I ran after her, yelling at the top of my lungs. I'm like, Wilma! And everyone did what you did. They thought we were some fun 2-man show. It's like, no, she's running towards traffic. Can someone jump on my dog right now? I do love having a dog. The only thing that stopped me from getting a dog for so long is dogs die before you, and that's so sad. Anyone who has a pet knows what I'm talking about. You're feeling emotion right now, I know. It's worse than losing a human. Right? Like, it happened to me a few years ago. My parents' basset hound passed away, had to go back home, help bury her in the backyard. There's one day I was just sitting there, like, digging up dirt, bawling my eyes out, yelling at the skies, like, why wasn't it Grandma? You know, like that. Would have been easier. That's all I'm saying, you know? Like, she can't catch a Frisbee. I've tried, certainly tried, but every time, just blast her in the forehead. It's like, what are you, 85? You're giving up? Is that how that's going to be? I love having a dog. It's to the point where before I had Wilma, I would actually dog walk in D.C., which was the best job ever. I'd work for it once a month, and then I did something one day that still keeps me awake at night sometimes. You ever have something that just keeps you awake at night until 6 in the morning because you want to change it and you just never can? Yeah, so here's what happened. I was working for this company. I went to walk this dog one day named Sugar Bear. All right, Sugar Bear is the dog's name, which is kind of a dumb name for a dog. Unless anyone here has a dog named Sugar Bear, then what a fun name. I don't know what to tell you. So I don't want anyone walking out during my performance. So you go to this condo. Never been there before. And I have a key in my hand. I'm walking up to what I thought was 3818. 3818. So you guys might be ahead of me at this point. I'm not there yet. But I go put the key in the door, and the door just opened on its own. So, of course, I'm like, so much easier. So I walk in, and no dog greets me, which I will admit I thought was a little strange, but then I'm like, well, maybe the dog's a little bit older, maybe it's hard of hearing. Plus, there's a condo when you walk in, there's like 7 steps that go up to the living room. So I can't even see upstairs. So all I did, I just yelled the dog's name the way you yell a dog's name as a man when you think like nobody else is there to hear how you actually talk to dogs. Is that making sense to anyone right now? I just walked in, I was like, sugar bear. Where's the baby sugar bear? Right? I didn't know I'd be telling a joke on a special one day. So, top of the steps, see this shadow appear. All right, and it's not a dog shadow. There's no tell. This like 85-year-old shaky lady just peeks around the corner, and all she says to me, she's like, I just woke up from a nap. And I just had the dumbest thing ever. I was like, sugar bear? Which to this day, I don't know why I would say that. What is are you a shapeshifter? Is that what went down right there? That's full moon last night. There must have been. I'm in the wrong house. We're all there now. I'm finally there too. So now I am terrified because if she drops dead, that's my fault. Did you know that? That's breaking, entry, and involuntary manslaughter. That I took criminal justice. So I am trying to leave. I'm like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I was here to walk a dog named Sugar Bear. And she's like, no, I don't have a dog. I was like, I'm aware now. So I wave goodbye to her. I'm like, I'm sorry again. I shut her door. Door's shut, the door's closed. We can all agree as a group, it's time to run, all right? There's no witnesses. You have your whole life ahead of you. Get out. But I couldn't because I really do. I felt terrible. I'm like, she is very scared. You gotta say something. Say anything. Just make her feel better, Matt. This is what I said. And nobody's gonna feel good hearing this. I don't know why I said it, but I actually opened her door back up, walked back inside and just went, hey, ma'am, go back to sleep. And I just slowly shut her door again. Which we can all agree is the creepiest thing I could have said, right? #1 creepiest thing ever. Go back to sleep? Go back to sleep. Like she'll ever sleep again in her life now? That is a traumatic experience that I caused. I caused that, and I think about her daily. I really do. I do, because I know what happened. Like later that day, her daughter probably came over. And I was like, hey, Mom, how was your day? And she's like, a man came to my house, called me Sugar Bear. And she's like, okay, Mother, you're going to the home. All right, this is no longer... These stories are becoming exhausting, Mother. This is my first time ever in Utah, so it's been... Yeah. It's really been incredible. Everyone's been so nice. It's scary. It's almost like if Canada became a state. That's how I describe what's happening here. It's wonderful. It's very nice. I've been performing in Canada a lot lately. Wonderful people up there. They do have stereotypes about Americans. I'm not sure if you know that or not. They think we're dumb. I'm not sure if they're watching our news. That could be it. But I'm very nervous when I go up there. I don't want to be the stereotype. I'm extra cautious, and I just fall so short every time. Here's what you need to know about me. I only speak English. I would love to speak other languages, and sometimes my brain is like, you probably can. And that's not a good idea. I'm not sure if you guys have been to Canada before. Last time I went through customs, and they do what they always do at the border. They go, hello, bonjour. And this particular day, I just went, bonjour. And then they spoke a language that I assume was French. I don't know what they started saying. I just had to stop and go, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to speak French. And she's like, why do you say bonjour? I'm like, can we just start over again? Is that possible? I don't know. Is there a French word for mulligan? How'd they call that right about now? That's Lee Mulligan? I don't know. Lee sounds right. I just need constant approval from strangers. That's why I'm talking to you right now. I do. I want people to know that I'm trying to be a good person. And I triple thank you waved to someone the other day. You ever done that before? As in traffic, some guy was nice enough to let me merge over. So I do what I hope we all do. I do that little thank you wave in the rearview mirror. And he didn't do the universal like, hey, you're welcome. You seem like a great guy. He knew that back to me. So I was like, well, that's a little weird, but probably he's checking his cell phone. That's probably what's going on. We're all guilty of that. But I don't want him to think that I was appreciative of what just happened. So I did another thank you wave again in the rearview mirror. And still nothing. I was like, dude, what is his problem? What is going on? I go, Matt, calm it down. The sun is starting to set right now. The glare is probably in his eyes. He can't see how great of a person you are. So then I actually rolled down my window and I did a little thank you wave again. And then I looked back to see him mouth the words, okay. I'm like, all right. I didn't know if you saw it or not. You let me do that 3 times, huh? You let me do that 3 times. That's kind of on you at this point. I'm really bad at handshakes, too. I need to mention that. Terrible at handshakes. I don't know what's happening with me. I have like a 30% success rate when it comes to handshakes. Is anyone else really bad? Like, if you don't do business, I don't know what you're about to do. I'll make it weird. That's a Bergman guarantee. I had one a few months ago. This guy came up to me at a show. Really nice guy, big guy, though. He comes up, he's like, hey, man, great stuff. And he goes in, he goes like that. Which you guys all see what that. I'm like, that's business. I got that. That's an easy one. It wasn't. What he wanted to do was like, you've seen it before. It's like the smack with like the finger grab, the in for the half hug, the pat on the back. You guys know what I'm talking about? Oh, I was not ready for any of that. And people were watching. I was like, hey, what's up, man? So I'm like, that. Like, he did his thing. I did my thing. We just like fumbled around for a little bit. And I just started tickling the palm of his hand, right? Just tickle away. And then he went for the half hug, which happened so quickly, all I could do, I just gently put my head onto his pectoral muscle. I think I went limp for a little while. He had slowly patted me on the back, like, what do you do? Nothing. You can't do a thing. You sit there and you take it. That's what you do. And I would love to tell you guys how uncomfortable it was, but it felt wonderful. It felt wonderful. It felt so good. I felt safe for the first time in my life. You know, I'm like, it was like I was back in the womb. Wonderful. It's wonderful. So, guys, I'm happy you guys are here for comedy. You guys all know comedy's happening at this point, I hope. Otherwise, this has been really weird so far. Sometimes people don't know comedy's about to happen, and that can be a tremendous nightmare. I opened up for the Goo Goo Dolls about 6 months ago. You guys know the Goo Goo Dolls? Yeah? Yeah, I love those guys. They're from Buffalo, New York. That's where I'm from as well. And this is where you're saying to yourself right now, man, a comic before a band, it's got to be a bad idea, right? Yeah, yeah, it's a terrible idea. It should never happen, but I couldn't say no to the guys, right? So here's what happened. They asked me to open up for them in Washington, D.C. It's a venue that's completely sold out, 6,000 people. So I went in kind of thinking, this will probably not be great, but I think I can handle this. And then I realized about 5 minutes before I went on stage what a terrible mistake I'd made. So here's what happened. The venue opened at 6:30. The show was starting at 8 o'clock. I was going from 8:05 to 8:20. The Goo Goo Dolls were going at 8:25. So at 7:55, I'm upstairs in the green room. The tour manager radios up, and he goes, hey, send Matt Bergman downstairs. So I'm walking downstairs, and I just hear this chant. Like, there's a chant. I was like, oh, man, that's probably not for me. And it was not. This entire crowd was restless, and at once we're chanting, Goo Goo Dolls, Goo Goo Dolls. And the tour manager runs up to me. He goes, hey, man, you want to go out there a little early? No, I don't. I kind of want to slide out of this commitment, to be honest with you, huh? I do plunge when I get scared. But I say, yes, sure, send me out there. That'll be great. He's like, awesome. We're going to introduce you from backstage. What do you want us to say for you? I was like, okay, this is like so important right now. Can you please let them know that I'm a comedian? Everyone here understands why that might be important right about now, right? Because if I just walk out there and be like, who is that? And then I start telling jokes, there's going to be a soccer mom riot, all right? This will not go well. So the guy's like, no problem, man, I got you. And he did not have me. So they lower the lights. People are going absolutely bananas. They've been waiting almost an hour and a half for this moment. And here is my introduction. They go, ladies and gentlemen, originally from Buffalo, New York, which you were paying attention, that is where the Goo Goo Dolls are from. So the entire crowd's like, this can't not be the Goo Goo Dolls. And they go, now lives in D.C. And people are like, wait, what's happening here? They go, give it up for comedian Matt Bergman. And I just walk out on stage, and this woman in the front row just yells, no! I'm like, oh no! Right away, Oh no, this is my nightmare come to life. What is that? Back sweat already? Fun. All right, 30 seconds in. It did not go well, if you guys are still wondering. Why are you still wondering? Do you not have enough evidence so far? It didn't. It went pretty terrible. The good news is no one booed me. I was very thankful for that. No one booed me, and they were all standing, so standing ovation. I don't care. That's... Glass is half full. So, a lot of parents here tonight. We got some parents here tonight. Yeah. That's great. I am not a parent, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I think I have one piece of advice for parents. If you do have kids and you want to spend money to give them a great vacation, just don't. You worked hard for that money, all right? That's your money. Be selfish. Because think about it, they're not going to remember the good memories anyway from those vacations. Because just think about your family vacations. What stands out the most to you right now? I can tell you it's probably not the best moments. I'll tell you for me, I was 10 years old. My parents took me to Disneyland. I'm an only child. That's a very expensive trip. I certainly understand that. And so we say to the end of the day, because that's what you do, we spend that much money. My dad started worrying about all the money from this land, right? So we're leaving Disneyland Way. We're on Disneyland Way now. We're stuck in traffic. And my mom went to my dad for probably the 10th time of the trip. She goes, Tom, do not forget, at the next light, you take a right. Next light, you take a right. So you guys are ahead of me. What's my father do? Right through the light, right? And my mom snapped in a way I've never heard her snap before. She just screamed, she's like, Tom, what did I say? You had to take that right. And to my father's credit, he very calmly pulled over the side of the road, put the car in park, got out, and just started walking away, right? Just started angrily walking down Disneyland Way. My mom slowly chased him down for like half a mile, just going, Tom, please get back in the car, Tom. Please get back in the car. He's like, I will meet you back at that hotel, Elaine. Like, even as 10, it's like, I don't think he's coming back, Mom. I think that's it. You broke that poor man. Look at him. First of all, he's going the wrong way. The hotel's back that way. You just so kindly pointed that out 2 seconds ago. Vividly. I remember that vividly. He probably bought me a balloon that day, too. I don't know. I remember him running away from us forever, though. That's in the brain forever. They both worked overtime to pay for that vacation, just so you know. It's your money. Keep it to yourself. They're still together, don't worry. He made it back to the hotel. Eventually. It took him a few hours. I love them both. The problem is, they've been married for 37 years, so I'm 36, so my mom will treat me like a girlfriend now. Like, she'll tell me things about the relationship. I'm like, let's not do this. This is way too personal. We were on the phone. She was extra honest one day. She's like, Matthew, I'll be honest. Your father and I, sometimes I just think we're better parents than we are as a couple. Which I'm like, it's so difficult to hear because they were terrible parents. Like, what is... Yeah. I chose comedy for a living. Do you think that is an A+ in parenting right there? Are you now grading yourself on a curve? Is that what's going on right there? That's... My mom taught for many years. I taught for 2 years. We got any teachers here tonight on Friday? Wow, that's a tremendous amount on a Friday. Bad week, huh? That's, what do you teach right there? 5th grade. Very nice. How long have you been doing that for?
This is my 2nd year.
2nd year, that's wonderful. And the kid's pretty nice to you? Mostly. Thank you for being honest. Some teachers are like, they're wonderful. I did not I subbed, first of all, which is a much different experience. One, I don't want to take away from all the teachers. You guys go in every day, I'm assuming, right? Yeah. I could say no, and I said no a lot. They'd be like, you want to come in today? No. They're extremely mean to me. I pretend like it doesn't hurt, but it hurts. It hurts a lot, you know? Kids are so mean to the sub. You gotta have thick skin to be a teacher. You really do. I don't have thick skin. I'm a sensitive Sally. I have a bald spot. I pretend like I'm okay about that. I'm not. I'm not at all. I'd walk in some classroom, some kid in the back would be like, look at this bald weirdo. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't bother me. I'm like, it bothers me a lot. All right, do not let them see you cry. Personally, I don't know how anyone's a teacher anymore. I live in Washington, D.C., the big debate going on. Everyone knows the big debate. Teachers gotta have guns in classroom. Teachers gotta have guns. I'm like, I'm not sure about that. Seems dangerous. That kid called me bald. I'm glad I didn't have a gun. There's rage in here somewhere. I just don't know where. Maybe that's our compromise. Maybe that's how Congress finds a compromise. Teachers are allowed to have guns in the classroom, all right? But once a year, they get to shoot at one student. Even you know exactly which one this year, too, don't you? Yeah, I know. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's just in the arm. Sending a message. That's what we're doing. Sending the message. All right, did not know how that one's gonna go over. You guys like, yeah, all right, we're in. When you have a medieval backdrop, you can do jokes like that. That's, I'm trying to stay optimistic about it. I'm trying to stay optimistic in general. It's hard, but you really can. I'll say this, you can find something daily that you stay optimistic about. I found something last month that I'm super optimistic about. I was traveling to Minneapolis. I was doing a show up there. I had to go to the bathroom real fast. So I stopped at the casino, I'm walking to the men's bathroom, and there's like female janitor who's about to go in and clean the bathroom. So that's always a weird moment for a guy, because at that point you're like, listen, I was gonna use the urinal, but I'll use a stall now, that feels a little weird. So I go in, I use the stall, do my business, and I walk out of the stall, and right by the sink, now there's like these two old ladies just sitting there, just washing their hands. And my first thought honestly was like, oh, Alzheimer's, what a terrible, terrible disease, right? I didn't know what was going on. But they looked back at me very nervous. They didn't say anything, and I started looking around like, where are all the urinals? And then it dawned on me, oh, I'm in a woman's bathroom right now. I'm in a woman's bathroom, and if they scream, I'm going to jail. That's how that works right about now. So I start to panic. I didn't know what to do. I saluted them, like they're part of the military. I was like, thank you for your service, and just started running away. And the entire time, they didn't scream. They didn't scream. And that is why I say optimistic. And this is the point where you're going like, what are you talking about? Here's what I mean. I think 10 years ago, they absolutely screamed. They absolutely screamed. But now, they looked at me, and they probably went, you know what? She's probably transitioning. Let's not be weird about this right now, all right? That's... The beard's gotta go, but she'll get there. She'll get there. We are so woke, Gwendolyn. We are so... You guys have been so much fun tonight. Thank you so much.